Hello, this is Jim Cropper, and today I'll discuss using AMA style for assignments in the Sinclair Community College PTA program. The content is based on the AMA Manual of Style 10th edition. Now, this is not intended to be a thorough treatment of AMA style, but rather it's introductory information to help you be successful when referencing and citing resources. So why is AMA style important? For one reason, it's used in scores of medical journals. It's the style used by journals associated with the American Physical Therapy Association. This includes Physical Therapy, which is the journal of the APTA, as well as the journals of the 15 special interest sections. Examples of sections are Orthopedic section, Education section, or the Pediatric section. And finally, because of the exclusive use of AMA style by the journals associated with the APTA, we have adopted it as our preferred style in all of our courses. The AMA established minimum acceptable data requirements for references for types of publications like journals, books, and websites. I'll go over the format for various publications in detail when I show you examples. This slide gives you the schematic layout of references. Where you see punctuation and parentheses, these are intended to show the literal format in the reference. Where you see square brackets, such as date in square brackets, this indicates that the date without brackets is to be inserted. Now, let's look at some examples. Journal articles require multiple examples because it makes a difference how many authors there are. When a journal article has 6 or fewer authors, then all authors are listed. The name is formatted as last name with no comma, then a space, and then the initials with no punctuation. The initials are followed by a comma until the last listed author, who is followed by a period. The title is always given in sentence case, not title case, even if the journal listed the title in title case. And the title is not italicized. Retain punctuation such as hyphens or colons in the title, though. The journal is always abbreviated, and it's abbreviated according to the National Library of Medicine catalog. The abbreviation is also always italicized. In this example, psychological medicine is abbreviated as you see here according to the National Library of Medicine catalog. I'll show you in another video how to find the appropriate abbreviation from the NLM catalog website. And finally, for this reference is the year, volume, issue number, and page information. Note here there are no spaces in any part of this section of the reference. The year for the publication comes first, followed by a semicolon. Then comes the volume number, again, no spaces. And if there is an issue number, it's included in parentheses behind the volume. The issue number is then followed by a colon. Next comes the page range of the article. The numbers are separated by a hyphen or a dash without spaces. The entire reference is then ended with a period. This is how typical AMA style references look, with just a few exceptions, and we'll talk about those next. Now, we'll look at an article with more than 6 authors. The National Library of Medicine allows many authors, as many as you want, but the AMA draws the line at 6. Some articles have many more authors than that. The rule is if the article has over 6 authors, the first 3 are listed, followed by et al. Now, when you're writing et al., remember to punctuate it correctly. Et is the Latin word for and requires no period. Al is an abbreviation for the Latin word alii, spelled A-L-I-I, meaning others. Al does require a period. Notice in this reference that the text behind the colon in the title is not capitalized. That is true for the reference, even if it is capitalized in the actual article. The rest of this reference is formatted just as the previous one. Notice that there is no issue number for this reference. If an article was written by a panel, the name of the panel comes first, followed by the sponsoring organization. In this case, there are two organizations, the American and the British Geriatric Societies. After the sponsoring organizations comes the title, again in sentence case. The rest of the reference is the same as the previous ones. For a document from a website, there is no journal to reference and therefore no volume, issue, or page information. Start with the title of the document or web page. Follow this with the organization. In this case, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. However, it could be the sponsor of the website or the name of the website. Next is the URL, followed by the published date, updated date, and the access date. Now, many websites don't indicate on the site when the material was published and the last time it was updated. If that information is on the site, then list it, as I stated. The access date is the minimum required information, so that has to be there. For any book, online or otherwise, in this case an online book, authors are listed the way they are in journal articles. If the book is edited, then the authors are listed with the abbreviation EDS, EDS, to indicate that these are the editors of the book. An edited book is one that has many chapter authors, but one coordinating editor bringing it all together. The title, italicized and in title case, follows. Then comes the update date, the organization, followed by the URL, and finally the access date. So this is one situation where the update date is not with the other two dates. Now, books in print are pretty straightforward. The author's name is listed as usual in AMA format. The title is italicized and in title case, followed by a period, and then followed by the city and state of the publisher. There's a colon after the state, and then the publisher name, in this case F.A. Davis, followed by a semicolon, and then finally the year of publication, in this case 2012, ended with a period. Now I have a word of caution for you. Beware the easy way out. If you're searching for articles on the library's website, you'll see when you're in the record for the article, particularly in EBSCOhost, a link that says Cite, C-I-T-E. This link gives something like 19 different formats for a reference, including AMA format. If you take this as is and copy it and paste it into your assignment as the reference in AMA format, you'll end up missing the points for AMA format. Alright, let me explain that. Remember that there is a minimum data set for a reference in AMA style. It is the job of librarians to make it easy as possible to find references and to read the reference. This reference is in general AMA style, but would not be suitable for publication in a journal article. Notice that the title of this article is in title case. We know now that that's not correct. Notice that the name of the journal is spelled out. Still not correct. The serial online in brackets is intended to give the reader more information to help them find the article. It is not, however, part of AMA format. The word August before 2015 is there for understanding, not for compliance with AMA format. That is what the issue number in parentheses is for. And finally, the database in which the article was found is good information, but not part of AMA style. The only parts of this reference that are in AMA style found in article reference lists are the names, the year, volume, issue, page information, and the access date. Remember, there is no free lunch. You can use this as a starting place if you want to, but it will need considerable editing to make it compliant. Now let's talk about how we use citations and references. A document's source refers to the material or resource on which the document is based. A source placed at the end of a document without any reference to it in text implies that all of the information in that text is based on the resource. Citations point to the resources used in the document, which are listed at the end of the document in the reference list. The citation is a superscripted Arabic numeral referring to the order of the resource's first appearance in the article. A reference is a resource used in creating the document. Resources are listed in numeric order using Arabic numerals in the order that they appear in the document. This list is referred to as the reference list and appears at the end of the document. References give details sufficient for the reader to locate the resource on which the article was based. Citations appear in the text to show the reader which reference the text is based on. Again, the citation is superscripted, using Arabic numerals pointing to references in the order they appear in the text. The citation may appear behind a word, behind punctuation such as a comma, or at the end of a sentence. Here is an example of a citation to reference number 1 occurring in the middle of a sentence. This citation refers to references 2 and 3. Note that they appear after the period, are separated by a comma, and have no spaces between the period and the first number, or within the citation. This citation follows a comma. Again, no space after the comma and the citation. Finally, this citation refers to a range of references. Citations can be a combination of any of the above citation styles. This concludes your brief introduction to AMA style as used in the Sinclair PTA program. There are many, sometimes complicated twists to this format. If at any time you're working on assignments requiring AMA formatting, please let one of us know if you have questions. If we don't know the answer, we will be able to find it, or point you in the right direction. I do have a copy of the 10th edition in my office, and I subscribe to the AMA Manual of Style. I'll be happy to help you if you need it.